Hello and welcome to this lesson, User-Defined Functions in PineScript. This lesson consists of following sections. First, I'll introduce you user-defined functions. After that, we'll study single-line functions and multi-line functions. After that, I will explain how scopes work in PineScript of user-defined functions. After that, we'll study functions that returning multiple results, and I will explain some limitations of user-defined functions. So, let's begin. User-defined functions in PineScript empower script developers to create custom functions tailored to their specific needs. Unlike built-in functions, user-defined functions offer flexibility and can be essential for repetitive or isolated calculations. This lesson explores the fundamentals of user-defined functions, their types, scopes, and limitations. Now let's study single-line function definitions. Simple functions can be concise and expressed in a single line. The structure of this is as follows: identifier, parameter list, write error, and return value. So let's review an example of single line function. In this case, you see that we defined function with the name f that has two parameters x and y, and the content of that function is x plus y. So this function returns x plus y, where x and y parameters of this function. The call of this function will look like this. For example, a equal f, and in the braces first parameter open, second parameter close. In that case, it will return summary of open and close. In the second case, b equal f, and we pass two parameters, 2 and 2. And in that case, it will return the summary of these two integer values. In the third case, we assign to variable c the function call f with parameter open and 2. In that case, it will create and it will summarize the two parameters open and 2, and will return the value, and that value will be assigned to the variable c. Here, a, in this example, a will be initialized as a series variable because we passed in series parameters. B is an integer and C is the series. This is due to the nature of the passing arguments. Now let's study multi-line functions. PineScript also supports multi-line functions structured as follows: identifier, parameter list, write error, and local block. The body of the function contains several statements, each indented. The last statement result is the function's output. For example, this is an example when we define function geom_average with two parameters x and y. The function has 3 lines. Each line is indented from the left, and the last line in the function is always function's output. This function calculates the geometric average of two values, and this is an example how to define multi-line function. Now, it's important to note scopes in PineScript related to functions. Variables outside functions belong to the global scope. Each function has its local scope. For example, this function, this is 3 lines, is the function's local scope, and within this function we declare and initialize 2 local variables, a and b. These 2 variables are local to this function. Global variables and functions can be accessed within a function. Nested functions and intersecting local scopes are not allowed in Pine script. Now let's study functions returning multiple results. Functions can return multiple results resembling tuples. For instance, in this example, we define function with 2 parameters x and y, and this function returns tuple consisting of 2 variables a and b. Below is an example how to call function that returns multiple types. We simply declare tuple with 2 values and call the function that is returning tuple of 2 values. Each of the returning value will be assigned to corresponding variable in this tuple. It's important to note limitations of user-defined functions. While user-defined functions offer versatility, some built-in functions cannot be used within them, including bar color, fill, hline, and all other functions, built-in functions, that are not allowed to be used within user-defined functions. All the functions you see on this list are not allowed to be used within user-defined functions. In conclusion, mastering user-defined functions enhances script organization and functionality, providing a powerful toolset for Pine script developers. This is the end of this lesson, and I will see you in the next one.